Welcome gamers, this is Windsheared bringing you more Black Ops 2 gameplay. It's a pretty beast match I get here. My first decent match I've had yet to date really, but playing Domination on Ground War, which is a game mode I always enjoyed on Modern Warfare 2. I like the higher player counts. I end up going 48 and 12 on this match. I get a little sloppy at the end, but I call in two VTOL gunships, which for those of you who didn't know is a pretty high score streak at 1,600 points. Or about, yeah, I believe 1,600 points. First of all, I want to talk about this map, Turban. Really neat map. I like open maps. But first of all, I want to show you also this attachment. I want to talk about this. I believe it's called the Tactical Sight, where as you can see here, it highlights the enemies in your area with a red kind of diamond. And then when you get the blue reticle over them, it turns to red when you're on sight. There's me getting sniped. We know sniping's back. To me, I'm going to be honest, guys, I think it's a little bit, or I'm going to say quite a bit OP. Way OP, and I'm going to have to say newbie. So I want to get your guys' comments on this for those of you who have experienced this sight yet. See what you think. But you can see in situations like this, the weapon I'm using is a three-burst weapon, kind of like an M16. I think it's called the SWAT, if I remember right, something like that. Forgive me, I've yet to get all this technical jargon down yet. But you can see where I put myself in a position where I'm using my weapon's strengths to my advantage here. And that right there, I've yet to figure out that little toy. It's like a hunter drone. I think you just throw it up and it's supposed to fly around and find an enemy to dive bomb and explode. But I don't think I got any kills with that thing. After that, I'm using the lightning strike here, which you'll see me call this in. And then the VTOL gunships, my final 1,600 score streak. See where I position myself here on the B flag in this airplane fuselage allows me to kind of keep my area isolated around me. When I feel like there's a close presence, I'll whip out my shotgun. Now, the lightning strike here, what you do is you pull up the map here and you get a quick little scan of where the enemies are at. So based on that synopsis, I just kind of call in 3 target placements for that. It's usually a guaranteed kill or 2. The other perk I like to have in my loadout is overkill. As you can see here, I've got 2 weapons. I've got a H70 pump action shotgun that I use for close range engagements. And right here, this is where things, you get lucky every now and then, because this is a bad situation being with this gun. But I solicited the help of my teammate there. He kind of saved my butt. We worked together, took that guy out. But again, when you make your presence known in there, as you can see, I was putting down guys left and right. The team will try to flank you in that situation. Also right here, I know I'm real close. Look at that scoreboard on the lower right. Now right here, I see a guy up in that window. In this game, you don't screw around. If you see a guy and you're not aiming at first, you run. Reassess, flank around. Now I know I've got the advantage because my weapon more likely is better at long range than his. And I took advantage of that. His predictability, basically, knowing that he was going to stay there. Whereas he wasn't exactly sure if I would go left or right. You know, he had a 50-50 shot. But unfortunately for him, it worked out in my benefit here, and I call it this VTOL gunship. Now, this is my very first time in this thing, and I didn't really know that you can move it around yourself. You can fly this thing around, and of course you're gunning as well, but I guess you don't have any flares or any kind of countermeasures, so it was surprising to me how quickly I got shot down in this thing. I mean, I called it in twice in this map, and I think between the 2 call-ins, I maybe got 5 kills, I'd say. Maybe 5-6 kills with it. Obviously, when they're in cover, it's not much help. But look at this map. This allows you to kind of see this map. I love maps where they have kind of an area open in the middle of the map and then flanking routes surrounding it. That's kind of how Afghan was built in Modern Warfare 2. It's a good, masterful design, and it doesn't lead to strictly linear type combat. I cut that short there. I meant to leave that death in, but I got killed by a guy running around that corner. Again, you can kind of overlook those spots here, so snipers have a little bit of advantage. You saw me getting sniped in the first place. So the layout of this map, Turban, is a good layout. I like these types of maps. It just feels like you got room to breathe, and you can think. You can think about alternate routes. You're not forced just to go down 1, 2, or 3 alleyways where you're force filtered into there. But I like to stay where the action is, and that's what this game's about. It rewards aggressive gameplay. So you gotta be willing to put it on the line. I'll admit my heart was thumping pretty damn high when I got that first VTOL. It's that added pressure of, performing. We've all been there that first time. It's just a wonderful time. Anyway, the other good thing about Domination now, too, is that they split it up into 2 rounds. So that kind of changes it. They switch the spawns, and it keeps it from getting stagnant. So it forces the game to change, and you also carry over your kills, your score from the previous game as well. So I had a little bit of score left here to call in I think a hunter drone or something before I get taken out. But again, my 3-burst weapon here, very accurate weapon. I've got a grip on this, and of course this tactical sight, but it's not good in situations like that. It doesn't shoot from the hip very well. It's terrible at close range. So in situations where I think I'm going to be boxed in a corner, that's when I want to pull out my overkill secondary primary weapon, the 870 combat shotgun. But you can see that sight, it's, I mean, it really, I don't know if it's just me, it just makes it really intuitive for me to acquire something visually. I mean, something I might not see with somebody's camouflage if they're blending in with terrain. But at long ranges, I mean, that big diamond popping up in my face, maybe there's a range on it. I guess I didn't see it pop up there. I don't know, but you saw the very first clip across the map. Those two guys were clearly, lighting up with that red diamond around them. So again, two guys here, quickly. I mean, you got to keep situational awareness, and then this is what you want to see when you call in this lightning strike. The whole team's basically spawn up around their flag. Just lay it down over there, and you're just gonna see me just light up the scoreboard with about 6 kills, I think, is what it ended up being. So that makes it a lot easier to get to that VTOL gunship. Of course, these kill streaks are stackable, but you have to get them all in one life. So, I think it's good that they're stackable, because there's really no way you would ever be able to get 16 kills or scores without that. And you see me again throwing out that hunter drone. I didn't have a chance to call it in earlier. Still did nothing for me. So not too excited about that 500 kill streak or score streak thing. There I am again calling it. There's a recessed threat there, an A, and a peek shot that guy laying down prone. They're pretty predictable. They have to be pretty close to the flag. It's just like Conquest Domination on Battlefield 3. They got too much right on top of it. But look how quick this thing went down. I mean, what just happened? Did I get maybe 1-2 guys with this thing? I mean, I was really expecting to get an incredible score, having called in 2 of those. And then the first time I saw somebody call one in on another map, I think it was a Plaza map, man, that guy just wrecked with it. Absolutely destroyed the team. Had them all hunkered down. I mean, it's probably just from inexperience on my point, but it seems like that kill streak to me is pretty vulnerable to surface-to-air missiles, which is good. I mean, we've all been there with the first Call of Duties or previous ones where that kill streak is just, it's just destroying you, and it's just demoralizing when you're shooting your Stinger at the AC-130 or the chopper or whatever, and it's just not going down. In the meantime, you're just getting spawn killed. So the score streaks seem pretty balanced in this game, and they're not like the maybe with the lightning strike that might be a bit much, but there's none of my teammates there asking about this game. Again, I'm really enjoying this game so far. I'm having fun. I mean, again, when you get those kind of high score streaks going, you're playing smartly. There is some strategy involved, and obviously a lot of skill. Knowing your weapons, it's a lot of fun tweaking your loadout all the time. I'm doing it every other match for the most part. Understanding, using these, I like the overkill aspect where you can carry 2 primary weapons, or you can eliminate a sidearm in exchange for a grenade. All kinds of combinations you can do. But there is some strategy involved. It's fun when you basically outsmart your opponents, as I kind of showed earlier. Just like Battlefield 3, there is some tactical sense involved with this game. But in the meantime, though, it also is a lot of typical COD type gameplay where you're dying quite a bit. You gotta get used to dying all the time. But another thing I like, though, too, remember Battlefield 3, I keep comparing the two. I just couldn't stand when you die and you have to wait 4 or 5 seconds to respawn. I want to get right back in the action. I never did like that, the length of the respawn time. So at least with this game, you're constantly in action. You're constantly running and gunning, having fun. And this game is fun. I'm gonna have to say it's a lot of fun. I'm really starting to enjoy the game the more I play it. So I'm gonna have to certainly recommend to all my viewers or anybody interested about this game, if you're on the fence, I'd encourage you to get into it, get back into Call of Duty. That's certainly a reason, I think, to get back into Call of Duty with this game. The map design alone, it's really good on a lot of maps, like this one in particular. But that's about it with this video. You wind it down here so you can see my gameplay kind of falls apart here in the end. But nonetheless, a good game. Back the revenge kill on this guy that I got earlier. Again, why do people stay in the same spot? I don't know. As soon as you get a kill, you got to keep moving or reassessing threats around you. But please like and subscribe to the video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw here, this is Domination. I'll have more videos to come about loadouts, classes, kill streaks, attachments, and probably a review coming in the near future. Thanks for watching.